Building robots for the real world is incredibly hard, extremely slow, and astronomically expensive. But what if you could train them in a perfect video game world first? That is the exact promise of physical artificial intelligence. And a new startup named Antioch just secured a massive $8.5 million seed funding round to make this a reality, pushing their valuation to a staggering $60 million. Right now, the robotics industry is bottlenecked. To teach a machine how to navigate a warehouse or assemble a product, companies literally have to build massive, expensive physical mock-up warehouses just for testing. Other companies are installing surveillance cameras across real factory lines just to gather enough visual data to train their deep learning model. It is highly inefficient. Antioch wants to solve this by creating ultra-realistic virtual replicas of real-world environments. They want to be the ultimate simulation tool for robot development. The biggest hurdle in this space is something called the sim-to-real gap. If you train a robot in a simulation where the physics are just slightly off, maybe gravity works a tiny bit differently, or friction is not calculated perfectly, that robot will fail miserably when you put its brain into a physical machine. Antioch is obsessed with closing that, making the simulation feel completely identical to the real world from the perspective of the machine's sensors. The founders of this New York-based company are heavy hitter, having previously worked at places like Meta Reality Labs and Google DeepMind. We are already seeing this concept work in the self-driving car industry. Waymo uses advanced world models to test their driving software virtually, which means they do not have to drive real cars for millions of miles just to learn how to handle a rare edge case, like a pedestrian jumping out from behind a parked truck. But smaller robotics companies simply do not have the money or resources to build those massive simulation engines themselves. That is exactly where Antioch. They provide an off-the-shelf platform. Drawing comparisons to software development tools, like robot builders can spin up dozens of digital versions of their hardware, connect them to simulated cameras and sensors, and run thousands of tests simultaneously. They build on top of existing models from tech giants like NVIDIA and refine them with highly specific physics. By working with multiple clients, they gather a deep understanding of what makes a simulation actually work, creating a platform that is much stronger than what any single company could build alone. If they pull this off, we are going to see an absolute explosion in physical robotics over the next few years. Instead of spending months building physical prototypes, engineers will just tweak their code, run it through the Antioch simulator, and know instantly if their new robot will succeed or crash into a wall.